Ooh, look at that, you guys. A nice little Five Guy burger action. That looks beautiful. You guys, that is fucking legit. What is it? Loss of taste in your mouth and smell. I was like, I got it. I got shortness of breath. I feel like congested. I feel like my chest is tight. Tell me you guys, I am not the only one that is super paranoid about this. Tell me I am not the only one, okay? But I promise you, if you just follow my technique and the way that I do it, it's gonna taste the same. So you don't need a bunch of stuff to make these. All right, you guys, let's jump into this. I miss actually saying that. But anyway, let's jump into this. You guys know I'm gonna start with my dough first. I'm gonna be making my favorite bun recipe. So far, this is the simplest, most straightforward one I use, so I love this one. I do my water and my yeast first with a little bit of sugar, and my water is always 96 to 110 degrees, so I don't kill my yeast. And this is active dry yeast, so I always take the time to bloom it before I just mix in the dough. So I bloom it, and you see when it's bloomed, when the yeast is, this is how you know that you didn't kill your yeast. And I feel like you should do this if you are very new to baking, because when you do this, you can see that the yeast is alive and that you didn't kill it. So I'm going to pour in the rest of my sugar, and then I'm going to start off with 2 cups of flour. I think I eventually ended up using 4 cups of flour, but like I said, I'll put the ingredients down in the description, but always take note that I'm adding as I go, just because I want to feel my consistency. I know bakers don't do it that. I know a lot of bakers don't do it that way, but I'm not like a baker, if that makes sense. I just kind of go with the flow of how I feel it should be. And so I add my flour as I go, and it always ends up changing for some reason. And I really just go off of the consistency of how I want my dough to be. And I just continue to add it until I get this ball right here where it's slightly, if you press hard enough, that it will stick to your hands, but it will not stick so much that it won't come off, if that makes sense. So as soon as I'm done with that, I grease my dough ball, I grease my bowl, and I let it sit until it doubles. As soon as it doubles, you guys, I take it out, and then I'm going to divide it into, I'm going to say 3-ounce balls. I'll say 3 ounce because if you have a scale around, you can use that. But normally I don't weigh them. I just feel by weight in my hand, and I can feel roughly that they're all going to be the same size when they proof. And then I am going to roll it. I always have a really hard time showing you this, guys, because my hands are really long and lengthy. So I do a very bad job showing you that. As I roll, I'm sort of pinching the bottom, and you want a nice tight, you want to roll it really tight. You want to roll your dough ball really tight. But as you roll, you want to be tucking in the bottom, and then you want a tight dough ball. And so I do that for the rest of them. And then I'm gonna put them on my sheet tray with parchment paper down, and I'm gonna let them double up into the bun size that I'm going for. And I put a little oil on them. If I had a proof box, I wouldn't need to do this, but I'm gonna put a little oil on them so that the plastic wrap does not stick. So now I'm just gonna make a quick egg wash, and I just do 1 egg and a little bit of water until it's a very runny consistency. And then I'm going to brush the top. Just a quick tip for this, you want to put a little bit, because you'll notice like towards the end when I'm brushing, I make like little pools of egg. You don't want to do that, because then you'll just have little pools of cooked egg on your buns, and you might not mind. I mean, you might not mind. I might just be being meticulous about it, but I don't like getting that little egg skirt. You'll know what I'm talking about. If you put too much egg, you'll have like a little egg skirt around your buns if you have like a pool of egg. As soon as I brush those, I pop them in the oven at 400 until they're nice and golden. I could have went a little bit longer, but I was being very impatient and just like wanted to pull them out quickly. I could have went a little bit longer to get them a little bit darker. But like I said, they cook all the way through, but it was, I think I could have just went a tad bit longer on that. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my potatoes. You guys know my process of potatoes to get crispy potatoes. So I get russet potatoes and I cut them in this size because I don't have a fry cutter, and it's not necessary at all to have a fry cutter. Just take your time when cutting. I like to take my time when cutting potatoes. One, because they slide all around, and it makes me extremely anxious. And two, because you want to make sure that at least 80% of your cuts are uniform size so that they don't all cook at different times, and one is done, one french fry might be done and the other one might be raw in the middle. So try to get them as uniform as possible and try to take your time. So I'm cutting my fries the thickness of what I think Five Guys fries are. That's such a tongue twister. I'm cutting it to the thickness of what I notice their fries are. You can cut them thinner if you like. Just know that they'll cook a lot quicker if you do that. And then I'm gonna put them in water. I'm gonna put them in water and I'm gonna let them sit in water for about 30 minutes until all of the starch can be removed, or majority of it. And I'm not trying to get a perfect fry, you guys. I do want a little bit of brownness because Five Guys has brownness in their fries. So I want my fries to be browned, somewhat browned. And after that's done, I put it on my sheet tray with a paper towel, or I put it on my sheet tray with a kitchen towel and dry them off as much as possible. And this is when I am going to par fry them. So we're gonna do a 2-fry method. So I'm gonna par fry them. I'm gonna par cook them, par fry them, whatever you want to call it. I would say 325 to par fry them for 3 minutes. Like I said, if you have thinner fries, obviously a little less time, but that's just kind of a rough estimate I wanted to give you guys. And as soon as I'm done with that, I'm gonna finish up the rest of my fries. And then as you can see, they look kind of cooked, but they're not all the way cooked through. And what I'm gonna do is set them in my freezer. I let it sit in the freezer overnight, you guys. And then while that's sitting,
we'll come back to the fries in a minute. But for now, I'm going to start my pickles. I realized this was actually not going to make it in the video, this and the ranch, but I decided to show you guys anyway. I didn't have any pickles, and but I did have cucumber, and I did have some things that I could use to make pickles. And like you guys will know in the mukbang part, I was actually such a fan of these pickles, but it was pretty simple. So you guys will see that all I used was black peppercorns, ground mustard, or black peppercorns, mustard seeds. You don't need to use the mustard seeds, but I had those on hand, so I decided to use them. The dill weed, 2 garlic cloves, and my 1 cucumber, and some vinegar. So I cut my cucumbers. I started off a little thick and then realized that I wanted them to be a little bit thinner than that, so I just adjusted accordingly. And after I'm done cutting up all my cucumbers, I put a teaspoon of a teaspoon of mustard seeds and a teaspoon of peppercorn. I put my 2 garlic cloves, and I stuffed in all of my cucumber in there. And then I filled it up, like I tried to do a quarter of vinegar, and then I filled the rest up with warm water. I let it sit out until it came to room temperature, and then I put it in the fridge overnight, and it was perfect. It actually gets better as the days go on, you guys. So if you do make this, just realize the first day you try it, it's going to taste like vinegar, just vinegar. It's going to be like kind of weird, but as the days go on, it starts to taste more like a pickle the more you let it sit. So keep that in mind. If you're making this, try to make it a little bit ahead of time so it has time to marinate. But overall, you guys, this was my favorite part, and I think I loved it because I didn't have pickles and I just made pickles quickly. And that's what I love about cooking, is that you can make almost anything with just technique and whatever you have laying around. So I highly recommend those. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to cut up my jalapenos really quickly. This is straightforward. I'm cutting up everything that I would put on my Five Guys burger. Obviously, whatever you have available is what you should use, or whatever you like is what you should use. But when I order my Five Guys burger and fries, I always do grilled jalapenos, grilled onions, and raw onions, lettuce. I don't even do tomato. I do lettuce, and then mayonnaise and mustard and pickles, and that's what I get on my order. But you obviously, like I said, you can do it however you want. So I'm just going to do a rough chop on my jalapenos and my onions, and then I'm also going to cut my celery, and I'm also going to cut my lettuce, and I cut up some tomatoes you see in the background, but I didn't use those for my burger. So now I'm just gonna get my skillet out. I'm gonna be using this skillet for my veggies, my bacon, and to fry my burgers on. Super convenient. Not as fun to clean though, I will say that. So I just put those on there, and I don't saute them very long. I saute them till I start to see them brown a little bit on the edges, because I still wanted that bite in the veggies. I still wanted that kind of just slightly charred taste, but not too much. Cook them however you want though, you guys. This is just my method. And yes, you guys will see me struggle. I was struggling so hard to get those veggies off of here. Work in progress, you guys. So now I'm going to just fry up my bacon real quick, and you guys will see the color temperature on the video change because I adjusted the color throughout the video because I wasn't liking how blue it was coming off, so don't mind that. But I just do 4 pieces of bacon for my 2 patties, and I do it, cook the bacon however long or however short you want. That is a preference. I like it crispy and kind of chewy. And then I'm gonna put my burgers. I pre-shape these. I didn't show you guys that on camera because I figured you guys don't really care to see that. And then I put my burger spice. My burger spice is salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. But as soon as you guys slap those patties on there, leave them for 4 to 5 minutes so that they get a nice crispy crust on both sides. And then I put my buns on there just to start to warm them up while I'm cooking these patties. And then what I decided to do was put the bacon on top and then the cheese on top of the bacon so that the bacon could adhere to the patty, so the bacon wasn't like, you know how when you are biting into a burger and you got stuff slipping and sliding all around. So I thought I would put the bacon on top of the patty and then the cheese on top of that and then the other patty on top. This is definitely, I can say that if you're doing it in a cast iron skillet like this, it's definitely a messy process, but I feel like the messier it is, the better it comes out. And I'm assembling it how I think they assemble it. They might not, but either way, it tastes the same. So I'm putting all of my fixing, my personal preference of fixings. Like I said, you can put whatever you want. And now I'm going to show you guys how to make my ranch. Even though I've made it several times in several videos, I always like to show you just really quickly how quickly it takes me. I do it so quick. That's why I think I like to show it, but I will have the recipe down in the comments below. It's super simple, super straightforward. So now we're gonna come back to the fries. So now I have my bag of fries that were sitting in the freezer overnight. I transferred it over to a bag to make room. So after I transferred them to my bag, I'm just gonna put my fryer at 350. I put it at like 360, 375 because the temperature is going to drop. So that's why I put it up high and then I turn it down when they are frying. So you just pop them in there and you fry them until they're golden brown, just like the color you see at Five Guys. It's like they have like slightly brown spots, so that's how I try to fry them. Then I got this Cajun seasoning, guys. I actually like this. You guys made a lot of recommendations, but when I was at the store, I had found this and it was on sale and it had no salt in it, so I decided to try it and I love it. I was able to add my salt in and it was a perfect combination, you guys. I love it. Leave me some french fry emojis if you guys are still here, and I will see you guys in the mukbang part. I love you guys.
Gotta make sure my lips ain't crusty. You guys, I'm back yet again. And as you guys can see from the title, I am doing Five Guys. I was craving Five Guys so much, and as you guys know, with all of this going on, you know, I haven't been eating out because I'm super paranoid that I'm gonna get it by eating out. So I haven't been eating out, and as a matter of fact, I did eat out one time, and then ever since then, for like the past 2 weeks, I've been thinking I have it. That is part of the struggle, you guys, of this. Like, I have been gone and I haven't been on camera because I've really been stressing myself out and causing myself an unnecessary amount of anxiety for no reason. Because really I'm doing everything I can. I'm self-isolated and I'm not coming into contact with anybody, not for anything. I don't even go get my groceries at the store anymore. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna eat out once, just because, you know, I've been super careful and like I have a whole plan to like not get it by eating out. And then when I did, I started just getting anxiety, and it might not be like me like getting it from doing that, but I feel like the anxiety is what makes it worse. So I don't want to eat out because of the anxiety, not because I think that I'll get it that way, but just the anxiety of like, of it all. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, let's get into this because I have been setting up because I haven't set up in a long time. So it took me a very long time today. So I got my burgers in this foil because, you know, that's how Five Guys comes. I mean, these beautiful fries. You guys, look at these fries. They are so spot on and just straight up beautiful. Put a little Cajun on them. Let's just take a little dip in the ranch. And also, you guys know, made my ranch. I literally forget to do this every time. Don't mind that. Don't mind if it's a little dirty. It's a little dirty in there, guys. But I got my Steven Sushi Ranch, you guys. Look, I keep forgetting to make it. I keep forgetting to make this, but I'm so excited to try this. I had some Red Bull, so if I'm like, ooh. So I need to be trying this next. Leave a like right now if you guys want me to try Steven Sushi's Ranch. I'm super excited. I love when anybody from our mukbang community or anybody in the mukbang community can you know, create like a seasoning or sauce. Like, I love it, and I'm always so excited to support. So if you guys want me to try his ranch, let me know in the comments below and leave me a like. Anyway, let's do a little unboxing, unravel. Shit, even I'm scared how it's gonna look. Okay. All right. I'd say that looks pretty accurate. It's like kind of hard to reach over this thing, but I'd say that's pretty accurate. My little burger's hiding up in there somewhere. Let's unravel this one. Ooh, look at that, you guys. A nice little Five Guy burger action. That looks beautiful. And if I'm breathing heavy, it's because I'm fat. So if you don't like that, you can click off the video. Sorry in advance. All right, let me get into this burger. All right, here we go. Look at that. beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Oh my gosh. You guys, that is fucking legit. Oh, it's not like I haven't made this before, but wow. Oh my gosh, you guys. Man. That is so good. You know what I never do though? I never get bacon on it. But the only reason why I added the bacon, which if you watch the recipe part, I'm sure I'm gonna say, is because this meat was like 85-15 or something like that. And so it was very like, it didn't have hardly any fat in it. So I decided to just add some fat. Who needs to have a bite of their burger and a fry in their mouth at the same time? Hair on my lip. No, never mind, it's a crumb. I got a straw, you guys. And it's a paper one. I don't like these paper straws though, I'm gonna be honest. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Yes, you guys already know. I just have to take a small break, but you guys, you don't realize like, oh my gosh. And another thing, you guys, so I've been gone for a while, and I told you because I have literally for 2 weeks straight have thought I had the coronavirus. So every single day I was stressing. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get on camera and like fake not stress. I can't do it. So what's also been making this worse is that I have allergies, you guys. So I feel like when they first released the symptoms, I was like, oh my gosh, I got it. Those are the symptoms I have. I mean, besides like the fever, cough, or what is it, loss of taste in your mouth and smell, I was like, I got it. I got shortness of breath. I feel like congested. I feel like my chest is tight, and I'm like freaking out, and I'm like, I've got it. I've got pneumonia in my lungs. You guys, I had to calm down and realize that my allergies are really bad this time of year, and that's what it was. And once I realized that, I started calming down, and I was like, okay, I need to get my ass back on camera and stop freaking out every moment that I have this, because in reality, I have done every step you could possibly do to social distance. I wipe all my groceries down. I spray them after I wipe them. I leave them for like 5 days. I leave my packages at the door for a little bit. So just in case they like just sneezed on my packages, I don't know. I've been super paranoid. Tell me you guys, I am not the only one that is super paranoid about this. Tell me I am not the only one, okay? I can't be the only one. Because if I'm the only one, I'm gonna feel like an idiot when this is all done. I mean, I kind of feel like that's the whole thing with having perspective, you guys. These fries are so good. Look at that. All right. I promise you, if you make this, you guys already know what I'm gonna say. It's gonna taste just like Five Guys. You don't need to go out and get the Five Guys, okay? Okay, I know what. I know some of y'all had to have stocked up on some ground beef. That's why I couldn't find 80/20, because it was all gone. But they did have lean ground beef, and so I was like, that's cool, I don't care, I'll take it. So I know some of y'all are stocked up on that. And then I did flour for my buns. You guys know that is super easy. Everything else is optional, okay? It's more like potatoes. I know you guys can get a hold of some potatoes. There's hella potatoes in my grocery store. But I'm telling you, you don't have to have every single thing, but it's more like the technique that makes it taste like it versus like what you have, because everybody puts something different in their burgers. But I promise you, if you just follow my technique and the way that I do it, it's gonna taste the same. So you don't need a bunch of stuff to make these. I'm trying to eat, y'all. And the homemade pickles, you guys. The homemade effing pickles. Hold on. You guys, look at those homemade pickles. I didn't even have the correct stuff to make pickles. You wouldn't normally make pickles with this dill season, with the dill seasoning. Because one, it sticks to all the pickles, as you can see. When you pull it out, it'll stick to the pickles. But two, you would use dill seed, I think. It's dill seed, something like that. But they taste so good. They taste like pickles. What can I say? Hell, you don't even need the pickles at the stove. Grab a cucumber. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so full. What am I grabbing? Those pickles are everything. Yeah, I'm really excited to try this though. It looks like you get a lot, because I don't even, when I make my ranch, I use like I'd say it all together comes like a teaspoon of everything that I'm using, maybe. I gotta look back at my recipe, but I only use like a little bit, and this I know for a fact will go a very long way. Because you got all the other ingredients. It says to add buttermilk, mayonnaise, sour cream. and it's optional. And I like the fact that, you know what's clever about this is because one, you can choose to add your non-dairy products. So if you are, if you're vegan, this is lit. So I can't wait to try this. And no, guys, this is not, he did not say, hey, can you please review this? I bought it on my own because I love to support my fellow creators. So if you guys want me to try it, let me know. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it anyway, y'all. I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm gonna try it, but leave a like if you want me to try it. Oh, you guys, did I do it? I feel like I did a decent job. I feel like I did an okay job on this today. You guys can cut me some slack, all right? Cut me some slack. And obviously you guys know this is not going to waste, okay? We're in quarantine. We can't afford to waste nothing, okay, y'all? We can't afford to waste anything. Please, you guys, make the pickles, make these burgers. I think the pickles might be my favorite part. That's sad, right? I love Five Guys, but those pickles are fire. Make the pickles, make the burgers, make these french fries, do my technique, follow my technique in the recipe part, you guys, and I promise it's gonna come out exactly tasting like it. I promise, I promise, promise. And if you guys do, leave me a comment and tell me how it went. And if you guys try any of these recipes, obviously you can DM me and send your pictures and I will post them to my story so everybody can see your beautiful creation or your recreation of what I'm doing. And on that note, if you're still here, leave me some pickle emojis. I love you guys so much. I can't wait to see you in the next video. I got some more stuff at the grocery store that I'm excited to make this week because actually, I feel like the grocery store is actually starting to catch up a little bit. And so there's more items at my grocery store, which is good for us, guys. Good for us. Now that I'm not panicking anymore that I have it, the coronavirus, I think I'll get on camera. Anyway, I will see you guys down in the comments. I love you guys so much. It's hot. My pajama shirt. That's the great thing about working at home, guys. I'm in my pajamas. Okay, I'm in my pajamas. I got my pajama sweatpants on.